So it's hardly been a smooth few months in US China ties, and lately China has shown off both its military might and its diplomatic clout with this big military parade in Beijing. So, what do you make of the timing of this call between the US and Chinese defense ministers?
So the call seems to be an effort to manage relations to keep things on a more or less even keel. So it's actually pretty hard to read into the timing. Yes, there's the big parade, there's the renaming of the Defense Department to the War Department, but I suppose more broadly, we do see greater tensions in the South China Sea with regard to the Philippines, especially. And of course, they're a U.S. ally, and we've recently had reports of PRC drilling off of the Pratas. So I suppose those kinds of actual events may probably weigh much more than just the parade.
So, Hegseth during the call referred to certain U.S. interests that he said the U.S. would not be, abandoning. Do you think he may have been referring to Taiwan? And what are the implications of the call for Taiwan?
With regard to Taiwan, it is clear, it's been clear for a long time that the U.S. sees the stability of the Taiwan area and the Western Pacific as quite key to its interests. So I suppose in that regard, it has to do with Taiwan. But the call probably has a lot more than just Taiwan. If you look at Dong Jun's response, he made a much longer reference to the South China Sea about foreign actors trying to stir trouble in the South China Sea. So from that, I'm guessing that the South China Sea and the issue with the Philippines might have gotten a little bit more airtime.
And so, since this call, we've also seen a call between, the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and his Chinese counterpoint Wang Yi. Do you see this as a sign of a thaw? Could we see, for instance, a Trump-Xi meeting in the future? And may other areas besides defense, trade, for instance, be also eased?
So, the whether there's a sort of greater easing, I think it's difficult to tell from the calls. Now, whether that has implications for trade, we don't really know. Plus, calls between secretaries are good and they're important, but we also know that in this administration, the president calls the shots very directly, and sometimes he can have his own very clear change of direction.